The oil benchmark was increased from $70 to $75 per barrel to reflect the current values in the international market. Nigeria's daily oil production was pegged at 1.69 million barrels per day, while the exchange rate is put at 435 naira to the dollar. In the budget, about 967 billion naira is for statutory transfers, 6.5 trillion for debt service, more than 8 trillion for recurrent expenditure, while about 6 trillion naira is for contribution to the development fund for capital expenditure.
It is important to state that the committee worked harmoniously with the executive arm of government and its counterpart in the House of Representatives in the processing of this bill, which ensured the collaboration of the National Assembly and the executive arm of government in the discovery and utilization of additional revenue projections to fund or improve the funding of some critical projects.
Total capital expenditure 5,972,734,929,421 naira only. Those who are the distance part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have. Aggregate expenditure 21,827,188,747,391 naira only. Those who are the distance part of the bill say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it.
The presiding officers commended lawmakers for maintaining the budget cycle of January to December, noting that the 2023 budget is the fourth and final budget to be passed by the 9th National Assembly.
The committee observed the following: the effects of the 2022 flood across the country and its attendant consequences on the roads, bridges, farmlands, and water sector necessitated the supplementary appropriation bill. MDS involved in the supplementary appropriation bill's requests are Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Federal Ministry of Water Resources.
There are about 11 laws which the bill seeks to amend, which consist of about 28 clauses. The proposals include amendment to the Capital Gains Tax, Company Income Tax, Custom, Excise and Tariff Act, Personal Income Tax, Petroleum Profit Tax, Stamp Duties Act, Value Added Tax, Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act, Public Procurement Act, and Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act, and Tertiary Education Tax Trust Fund Act.
Any action we are going to take to lay a foundation for government expenditure for 2023 should consider leveraging and then mitigating the hardship that Nigerians are facing, not to act in a way that will increase that hardship, Mr. Chairman. So, Mr. Chairman, this bill here seeks to make amendment, just like the DS has said, to certain provisions of very statutory legislations. Mr. Chairman, for example, clauses 19 through 26 is making very fundamental amendment to the Federal Inland Revenue Service Establishment Act. This is an act that stands the test of time, and we are using a piece of legislation that is going to last only for a year to make critical amendment to a piece of legislation that has been over time.
The National Assembly also passed a supplementary budget of 819 billion naira for the 2022 fiscal year and extended the implementation of the 2022 budget till March 31st, 2023. However, there was uproar in the Senate over requests from President Muhammadu Buhari for restructuring of a 22.7 trillion naira Ways and Means advances collected by the federal government from Central Bank of Nigeria over the last 10 years. The Ways and Means are advances from the central bank to the federal government for emergency funding of delayed receipt of fiscal deficit. However, senators rejected the request.
Mr. President, I don't want us to exercise any fear about what is contained in this. It's normal. We should even commend the government for bringing this information out. It's here. The Senate that is sitting on the 22nd December 2023
The Senate then went into a closed session for about 1.5 hours and emerged with a resolution to step down restructuring of the 22.7 trillion naira Ways and Means advances.